children of the night. What music they make. They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you with her.
That little guitar leading into us, it always reminds me of the Final Countdown.
Oh boy!
Wow! Did you know that's the movie I'm talking about tonight?
Did you know that's my ringtone?
Get the F out of here! Synchronicity! Oh my God!
We're the final guys, and we're here to bring you to Phantasm tonight. Who do we got in the on the roster tonight? Let's see. We've got Razorblade Smile Brant.
Hello, hello.
Obi-Wan Jody Lutsky.
May the sphere be with you.
I was thinking that too when I was watching it. And man,
Yeah, because I'm not a
Hunter J.
boy anymore. I got hair on
Hunter.
my nuts.
I read a small blurb about Creature that
Where?
somebody posted. What's her name? J.H. Moncrief.
Oh yeah.
She posted an article that some guy reviewed like 10 books or something, like
Right.
short blurbs, and yours is one of them, Creature.
Uh-oh.
And the last line is one of Shay's best or something like that. It's like, no, you got to say it's his Creature.
It is the
My creature. Come on, son of a bitch.
wow.
Got it wrong.
All right. So we're talking about Phantasm III because there was no good new releases. So we're falling
Other than
back
A
to
Quiet Place Day One.
Yeah,
That's gotten good reviews, but whatever.
I'll tell you about that later.
But no new releases I give a shit about. How about that?
Whoa!
Oh.
Did you not like the first two?
No, I do. I do like them a lot, actually.
Oh. We need to have a meeting.
Well,
after
we
this.
got a lot of movie theater movies in our next couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
that's fine. So we're doing Phantasm 3, which I had never seen before. So
Me
we'll get
either.
to that.
Wow.
But we got Sheridan Bradford, the drinking words. For the
Drinking words.
drinking
Let's
game.
go, man. By the way, what is anyone drinking anything tonight?
I'm drinking agua.
I am once again drinking my wife's last OJ beer, so I'm sure she likes that.
How nice.
Mhm.
I've got Bud Light Platinum,
Oh,
the highest alcohol content for light beer.
very nice.
How no one has jumped on that bandwagon is beyond me. Like
I've
I'm
never
waiting-
had one.
It's,
I
you know,
played
it is
golf
what it is.
yesterday, so I don't need to drink anymore today.
Here are the rules. As always, if Jack says the words tall, dwarf, or dimension, which he says often in his sleep, because I slept next to him, drink. My words are quiet, shotgun, and control. Jason, your words tonight are rocky, dark, and hearse. Mr. Lutsky, zombie, day, and sphere. And if any of us say Reggie, fourth ball, I think Reggie has 4 balls. Take a drink or take a puff, whatever.
Reggie's head is his fourth ball.
Trace Huevos plus head.
Trace Williams. Well done, Mr. Shea.
Thank you.
Anything to report, fellas, before we get going?
This Sunday, we will be doing another one of my unboxings. So hop on in, 5 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube channel. We will be seeing what madness awaits. Last month, I got a freaking Betamax player, so God only knows what's going to be in here this time. Somebody found a Betamax player, yeah.
Oh,
Jason celebrates Christmas 13 times a year.
Dude, this
no.
is not Christmas to me, okay?
He
Like,
celebrates
you know you have a
Hanukkah. It's
You know you love
awful.
it.
No.
It's Hanukkah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like, hey, you know what? Every now and then I'm gonna open my door. Everyone just kick me in the nuts and shake my hand and walk away. Thank you. So
These
much.
videos are a lot of fun. I like getting to hang out with everybody. So hop in the chat and say hello on Sunday. And Saturday, we are recording our 300th episode, which is going to be a marathon. I won't announce what it is yet, but
Who will be on the show?
Congratulations, man.
thank you. Dave and Aaron will be on for a while, probably off cam Pam.
Is
but,
Dave drinking now to get ready?
Probably.
Free gaming.
Probably. I mean, we start those at like 9 in the morning, so it's quite.
Oh,
a
you start
time.
them at 9 in the morning?
Yeah, I mean the Neil Breen one we did took like almost 10 hours, I think, till we finished that. The
Holy
last
cow.
one only took us. I think we were done at like 4, so that was what 7 hours.
I could just see Dave, like the last episode, just passed out in a puddle of his own piss.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna happen in one of these for sure. But
You're gonna kill him. This
they're
is
long
all
days,
time to
man.
kill him.
they're long days.
No Brian, just Dave.
He won't be here for this one, no. You know, he conveniently isn't there for the marathons. It's weird.
He's wicked smart.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's never here that weekend. It's very strange.
Anything else? What's on the couch this week?
Night of the Hunter just went up Sunday,
My night. It's the worst
and
night
it's
of your life.
and if Hunter
Every night.
watches it, if
What?
he watches it, if Hunter watches it, he won't be so mad. I mean, we don't tear it apart, you know.
Dude, I already got the behind the scenes.
You just go watch it, unless you think it'll ruin it for you, like John Bowden. He's like, I don't know if I can watch it. That he loves that movie so much. I was like, you better not watch it then.
Hey, you never know. I might show up in the episode. So watch just to see if it happens.
What was that show on Fox that was like a Married with Children ripoff, and they had like a talking rabbit or something like that?
Oh, yeah, with Nikki Cox.
Nikki Cox.
Oh,
What?
There was a show on Fox when Married with Children was on that was like a ripoff. Well, maybe it wasn't on Fox. I don't know what channel it was on, but it was a total clone of Married with Children. That's where Nikki Cox came from. And there was, at least when it started, there was like a stuffed rabbit that used to talk.
yeah,
And Hunter, I see you as that on the creepy couch. Like,
totally.
Hunter's more like the cow that Ted Knight holds to draw. his
Cosmic
cartoon.
Cow. Night of the Hunter. Very good. Danny,
Oh, who was the hot girl on that show? Was it Terry Copley?
There's two of them.
Lydia Cornell.
Deborah Van Valkenburg, who was in The Warriors.
Lydia
and The
Cornell.
Blonde. Lydia Cornell, that's it.
And of course, Jim J. Bullock. Mr. Rush.
Hello, Mr. Rush. By the way, I heard he died years ago. He's still alive.
Yeah, I never heard that he died.
I heard that he died, like literally 20-something years ago.
Didn't Toby Keith die?
Toby
Jason has
Keith.
no idea what we're talking about.
Toby Keith.
No, Toby Keith did die, yes.
He did.
I
I
was
heard
very
that today,
sad.
and I was like, I think I knew that, but forgot.
He died months ago. He had stomach cancer.
Anywho,
Unhappily
else to
ever
report?
after is what everyone is
Happily
saying.
Toby
ever
Keith
after.
gave
That's
us
Well, we were talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
too close for comfort later.
Too Close for
I think it's the name
Comfort.
of
That's
the
on
other show.
Tubi, by the way, if you guys want to watch it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know.
Wow.
Anything else before we get going?
Done.
No.
Let's get to the very brief news segment for tonight.
It's the news. Yay.
First of all, tonight's sponsor for the news is Werewolves. Werewolves.
Wolves?
Hollywood, do better. On to the news. First piece of business you might think I'd be happy about, but let me get through it first and see. It has been announced that there is going to be a Van Helsing TV series for CBS.
Oh,
TV
for
series
CBS?
CBS.
Christ.
TV series based on Dracula's enemy, Abraham Van Helsing, is in development. Dropping Van Helsing into modern day New York, Van Helsing is turning crime fighter in this new series. Let me give you the one-liner or whatever. This series is a contemporary take on the monster hunter Van Helsing, who uses his uniquely inquisitive mind working alongside his ex, relentless FBI special agent Mina Harker, to solve New York City's most harrowing cases.
That sounds like
Remember
shit.
Sherlock, that show that was on CBS?
Sherlock was good with Lucy Liu.
Yeah, it just feels like they're like, well, if that worked, why not Van Helsing? It'll be like Sherlock and the X-Files.
Oh my god, this sounds catastrophically terrible.
Oh, when he said my ex, Mina Harker. I was just like, oh god, this sounds like something like is a show within a movie that people are watching. Like next
Hey.
on Van Helsing.
Meta, yeah.
Like it's like a Forgetting Sarah Marshall TV shows.
Or let's make a show like Castle. That was on for 9 seasons, but with horror.
This is why the writers are worried about AI taking all their jobs, because they're spewing out shit like this, and it's like AI could do this. Like literally, this stuff
Yeah.
is so bad
Yeah.
right now. AI could do this.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Staggering.
horrible.
And somebody's putting money behind this. CBS is like, yeah, this sounds great.
That supernatural stuff is hot.
Watch a year from now, we're like, this is the best show ever.
I know. You never know. You never know.
Pace Motel, right?
I doubt it though.
Anybody here fan of the Blade Runner movies?
I've only seen the first one.
I know
time ago.
it's sacrilegious to say, but I like the sequel better than the original. I think the original's fine. It just never clicked with me.
I get that. Yeah, I like both of them. I like all 3. No, the third was kind of sucky, but
Third one. There's a third one?
wasn't there a third one?
I don't think there's a third one.
It's
There's
just
like
fever
16.
dream.
There's 16
That's how-
versions of the original one. There's like the
That,
director's
that's how
cut.
screwed up Hunter's taste is. He hates a movie he hasn't even seen before.
I didn't
because
say I
hasn't
hated it.
been
I said I
made.
liked it. I liked it, Mr. Star Wars. You want to talk about Empire Strikes Back?
Star Wars. Chad doesn't like Star Wars. Well, Prime Video is creating a series called Blade Runner 2099. And it's going to be Ridley Scott is executive producing, which means he said, okay, you can pay me.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with this.
7 years after the Blade Runner 2049, it's heading
Blade Runner?
to Amazon. And it's going to be a continuation of the movies. So,
Oh wait, you were talking Blade Runner.
Blade
I
Runner.
thought you said Blade.
No, there was a
I'm
Blade
thinking
TV show.
horror. All right.
There was a Blade TV show. Some rapper played.
Oh, like on Spike TV.
Yeah.
I never watched it, but I remember looking at that thing and ooh.
Yeah, because I actually thought about it because the Deadpool Wolverine movie's coming out, and they're bringing back all these people, and somebody I saw one rumor they're not bringing Wesley Snipes back; they're going to bring back the TV show Blade. It's like that would be hilarious.
That would be
Wow.
hilarious. Okay, so
Now I get it.
where did you say this was going to be?
Prime. So there's a better chance something on Prime, Fallout, awesome. Blade Runner got some potential. I like the first Blade Runner better than the second one, but I thought the second one was okay.
Yeah, it was just too long was probably my biggest problem with it, but I like that a lot.
Well, all Blade Runner movies they're like noir movies, but to me they're like Pinot Noir, and they knock me the hell out. Chad, what's your thoughts on Blade Runner movies?
I have not. I've only seen the first one, and I saw it when it was new, so I don't remember a thing about it.
You
I
haven't seen the
not like-
700 versions?
I know there's so many.
Yeah.
I did not like Blade Runner the first time I saw it because I'm like Harrison Ford, it's like, and I was expecting like a
Joanna
Raiders of the
Cassidy
Lost
nude?
Ark, Han Solo, and instead it got this like dour, dark thing. I thought
That
it was
movie-
okay, but I didn't like.
That movie
Love
sent me on like a Philip K. Dick reading rabbit hole for years.
The
This stuff
jokes
is
write
amazing.
themselves. I don't even have to.
It's good stuff. I just reread Blade Runner actually a couple of months ago. Very different than the movie, but very interesting.
We're gonna conclude the news with a little something for Jason.
Fuck. It's never good news when you do that.
I don't know what your opinion on this will be. The Highlander reboot is finally starting to film in Scotland in January with Henry Cavill. Your thoughts, please.
Who's Henry Cavill again?
Superman?
He's Jesus. Oh no, that's not. That's the other.
That's Jim Caviezel.
Jim
Henry Cavill's the
Caviezel.
guy who was Superman in the Zack Snyder movies, and he was in Mission
Oh.
Impossible. He loaded his arms up.
Yeah,
You haven't
he's
seen
in
a modern movie in 24 years, so why am I even...
Yeah, especially if
The
he's
Witcher?
Superman, and I have no idea.
He's the
Who's
Witcher.
Henry Cavill?
So, first of all, I'm not like a huge Highlander guy beyond the first movie. I barely ever watched the show, maybe 1 or 2 episodes. I've seen Highlander 2 on So Bad It's Good. That was an experience of a movie. But I really like the first one, even though I shouldn't, because it's kind of dumb and like way over the top. But I like it. It's like this weird microcosm of the 80s.
With a Queen soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Was Queen in the movie or the TV show?
The movie.
The movie. Princess
It's been
of
a long
the
time
Universe.
for me.
I had turned to my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and said, "When I die, you better play Who Wants to Live Forever." That's how I'm going out.
I hope it's good. I also hope they're maybe not trying to recapture that weird 80s stuff. Try and do like a different take on it. But I don't know. I like Henry Cavill. Not everything he's in is the greatest thing, but he's always great.
He's good
in it. So even if the movie's not good, he does a good job. So
I'm looking forward to it. Great in the Mission Impossible movie.
Yep. The Witcher, I watched the first season of that. It wasn't great, but he's good. So
do you remember the sequel? And they set up, now Jason, you're big on rules, right? So they set up the rules of what this is, cutting off heads, and there can be only one. And then the second movie,
it's magic.
It's magic. What the fuck are you talking? I was so mad when they did that. I was like, wow, screw this whole thing.
Yeah, it makes no sense. This series, I've heard it gets worse, too. I've heard Highlander 2 is not even the worst one in the series, which is, it feels impossible.
Oh, yeah, I was out after that second.
Yeah.
I like the first one. That's all I've seen.
I love the first one.
It's fun. Ramirez has the Scottish accent, but he's Egyptian. Like, the whole thing is just
But you got Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
Going nuts in a church. It's better to burn out than to fade away, quoting Def Leppard.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Neil Young.
What?
That's Neil Young.
Def Leppard. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Well, before that was Neil Young.
Yeah, but Neil Young doesn't have a one-armed drummer, so it's Def Leppard.
I think he had 2 arms back then. I think it was originally quoted by St. Timothy in the Acts of the Apostles. Whatever.
St. Timothy Meyer of the awful movie.
Of the Blair Witch 2 fan club.
Of the parish of the bad movie.
He is.
All right, that's enough news. That's all the news is fit to print. Sure. Let's get on to the next thing.
We have such sights to show you.
Ooh, such sights. Hunter.
Oh, okay. Well, you mentioned the final countdown. I saw it on Tubi, and
the Carrier movie?
Dude, yes.
Nice.
So I had last seen this in 1980 when I was 12 years old at the Kent Movie Theater in the Bronx, New York. And I remember it being like this crazy sci-fi flick, and it's about an aircraft carrier going into a vortex and then being catapulted back to the day before Pearl Harbor. And,
what? This sounds exactly like the Philadelphia experiment.
Well, it's based on the whole stuff that was going on with that in real life and the Montauk stuff. So yes, they're all
okay,
culling their crap from the same source material. By the way, a couple of things. Who's the schmuck from Troma? What's his?
Lloyd Kaufman.
He was one of the co-producers of this.
Wow.
And
amazing.
Yeah, it stars Kirk Douglas. He's the captain. Martin Sheen, who is like he's like an efficiency expert. He literally has nothing to do in this movie other than the fact that they got Martin Sheen to be in the movie. Charles Durning is in this. I love Charles Durning. He's a senator. And James Farentino and Catherine Ross.
Who is that? Why is she familiar?
You know who Catherine Ross is married to?
Who is she married to?
Sam Elliott, Wade Garrett.
Get out of here.
Wow.
By the way, Catherine Ross, she was in everything in the 70s. And
Yeah, Butch Cassidy and the
okay.
Sundance Kid, Stepford
She with
Wives.
the
Okay.
yeah, wasn't she in Legacy with Sam? Or am I? Oh no, I'm thinking of Sam Shepard. Who am I thinking of? The dude with the mustache. What's his name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott,
Yeah,
the dude
yeah.
who buys.
He met his wife. He was in the Legacy. They met on there. They got married.
This is like
70s.
That's right, mijo.
a cavalcade of stars for like this little low budget movie. So like I said, they go through this vortex and they end up the day before Pearl Harbor, and they're encountering the Japanese making their move to Pearl Harbor. I thought there was more sci-fi stuff in this, but it's literally a little at the beginning, a little at the end, and all the in between is just like, what do we do? Do we stop Pearl Harbor? Do we report ourselves? It's a lot of like, military procedure. However, this movie was filmed on the Nimitz. The Nimitz is the ship where it's in the news since 2017, where they witnessed the Tic Tac videos of the UFOs. So that's kind of a cool coincidence. You got the Nimitz in this science fiction movie and the Nimitz in like real life science fiction decades later.
Did you just say Tic Tac videos?
Yes.
The Tic
Yeah,
Tac.
You
don't know
the
this.
sci-fi things.
The
just
UFOs
kidding
look
you.
like Tic Tacs.
Yes.
The government.
Oh, okay.
They were the UFOs. The fighter jets were following the UFOs that looked like Tic Tacs, and they would go from 80,000 feet to the ocean floor in seconds.
Oh, I know the videos you're talking about. Okay, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. So so you got the Nimitz, so you got that coincidence. You got Lloyd Kaufman surprisingly co-producing a decent movie with great stars.
Huh.
Despite the fact it wasn't as much sci-fi as I remembered, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Go back to that picture of Charles Durning for a second, please.
That's
He never
going to
changed,
take me a
by
while.
the way.
Oh, well, okay. Charles Durning looked the same age his entire life.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's like
think
Steve
when
Martin.
he stormed Normandy, by the way, and I think that aged him overnight. And then he was
He
as
loves
he
my
was.
hair.
He always looked like a 70-year-old guy.
He did.
So
Big
this
gut.
looks like a
Okay.
horrifyingly scary movie. Would be a good double feature with Star Wars, Hunter.
No, this would not. The Philadelphia Experiment would be a good double feature. But here's the deal. If you were into Navy stuff, they actually filmed on the Nimitz. So you're seeing planes. Like you're seeing like how the Navy works, like landing the planes and taking off and stuff. There's so much cool military stuff
And
in
they
here.
flew real World War II planes, too.
Yeah, they weren't messing around. They even downed this Japanese plane. I mean, they blew this shit up in the ocean, which was kind of cool. So I actually enjoyed this. It wasn't as exciting as I remembered as a kid, but as an adult, I saw it in a totally different way.
I almost pulled the trigger on watching this like a year ago. And then something came up and I didn't do it. And it's still sitting in my queue.
You will like it. Chad won't, because everyone's well adjusted and knows what the fuck they're doing. And Jason will not like this because he'll be like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my guarantee. But
Well,
if you like Jason, if you like Jack and I, you're gonna dig it.
And you dig it.
And then Europe stole the title and made a hit song out of it.
All right. Let's see what Jason.
I am going to very quickly mention this because I'm not far into it, but I did start the new Dark Matter TV series.
Oh, that's based on Blake Crouch's stuff?
Yes, and I think Blake Crouch is the showrunner because he's credited as the creator of it, and separately credited as having written the novel. So, like I said, I'm not far enough into it to give it a good review so far, but so far so good. Looks really good. This is definitely more sci-fi, but there's a scene in the middle that is straight horror that I want to get to. I hope they put in this actually from the book. It's really messed up, so I'm hoping they get there. But like I said, I'll keep this brief, but I will let everyone know once I finish it. And if you have not read the book, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch,
Read it.
do it immediately. It is fantastic.
And when
Well,
you're
yeah,
done,
I
look at
will.
everything else.
What?
I said,
I have
you
read-
said to read the book immediately. I said, okay, I will.
I've read
Look at
zero
Jack's
Blake
review in
Crouch.
2026.
Oh, Chad, how have you not read any Blake Crouch?
I mean, I got
What?
a TBR by my bed, a shelf, and The Pines has been sitting there for like 2
The
years.
Pines is amazing.
Take that and put it to the top. He's good.
Anything he writes will make you just
What network
question
is this
everything
on?
you do.
Apple TV. So for the 8 of you that have that, check out Dark Matter.
I just got that for a trial.
Hunter's like, I'm going now.
He's
I
signing
got-
up.
I got it because I thought that Ironside was on there for some stupid reason,
Nice.
and I wanted to watch that. And then I also thought Quincy was on there. I'm like, oh heck yeah! I haven't seen these shows since, gosh,
Quincy. Good stuff.
like 4.5 decades. So,
Well,
but they were not on there.
I think Apple TV is also where Wool by Hugh Howey is. I believe that's where it is. So they're actually going and getting interesting books. And I think Hugh Howey actually is the showrunner on Silo as well. So they're getting these authors and then putting them in charge of adapting their own work, which is... Has that ever been done? I don't even know. So Apple TV might be onto something here. Because how long have we been saying, go get a good book, turn it into something? Apple is actually doing it. So kudos to them.
You turn everything Blake Crouch writes, even stuff on the toilet, and make it into a movie or a series.
Yeah, for real. Okay.
All right. Chadwick.
I did not watch this week, but I did watch this year. I was scrounging for something that I hadn't talked about on here yet, and earlier this year I watched April Fool's Day from 1986. I have it on DVD, so I don't know if it's streaming anywhere.
That's
So-
86? Holy
Yeah.
cow.
It's got the
Feel
guy from
old.
Back to the Future in it, or a guy from Back to the Future, and the final girl from Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yeah,
A group of friends head out to their friend's mansion on an island to celebrate her birthday. And on the way, there's a freak accident that happens and someone's face gets crushed by the boat they're on. That guy's rushed to the hospital. Everybody else heads to the island to go hang out and party. Once they're at the mansion, it becomes clear that their host has set up a bunch of pranks for her friends. And then people start showing up dead. And the movie turns into a slasher. Characters are a lot of fun. Some of them being caricatures of the 80s with names like Muffy and Chaz and Kit.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a movie that I certainly don't want to spoil, so I'm going to end my review here.
The main girl's from Valley Girl, right, Jack? Muffy.
Wasn't she in Waxwork too?
Might have been, but I remember the main. I think she was. Yeah.
Did you say Valley Girl?
Yeah,
It's been
she was
I
Nick
don't know.
Cage's love interest.
But
Didn't we all watch this on Joe Bob together this year?
I was not around for that.
I swear this was on Joe Bob because I'd never seen it until like very recently.
I was in a
this year,
clinic
I
drying
think.
out. I
I
own
saw
it.
this probably in 1986 or 7.
yeah. I will say this. I first saw it in the theater too in 1986, and it got me hook, line, and sinker. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. When I
Hey,
watched it
Hunter,
this
there's
year,
that souvenir head that you like.
I love a little head.
when I watched it this year, I remembered little, very little, except for the end. But it was still a lot of fun. Definitely an underrated slasher that should be considered a classic in the subgenre, I think. So, and if you're interested in seeing my reaction, you can. It is up on Creepy Couch. It's funny, I promise. It's yeah, and like I said, I don't know where it's streaming, but if you can find it, definitely watch it. If you're a big slasher fan, for sure.
By the way, Chad, are you going to be upset when Jack and I create a show, The Sticky Couch? Is that going to be a
Go for it.
problem?
I'll
right.
support you.
We'll call it The Sticky Sofa.
It's Shannon Tweed Week
There you
on
go.
the old sticky couch.
Time for the Double D double feature.
I need zinc and vitamin E.
Here's a man who knows just what he's talking about.
You know,
You do your own marathons.
you lose vital stuff. You got to replenish.
Oh, I'm so tired. I did so much work this week for the.
I can't go to work today. I have no sink. Try that one with your boss.
I saw A Quiet Place day one in the theater.
Good for you, buddy.
Jason, you need to get over it. It's a prequel,
You ignorant slut.
but it's a story in the same world, but with different people.
Right.
So-
At the beginning, right? From the trailer, it looked like.
Yeah.
For the whole movie, it's different people. There's no John Krasinski or Emily Blunt. New people. This is not like, oh, I know they're going to live at the end, kind of. I already knows what happened. Yes, the creatures are going to have more adventure, but it's like watching an alien movie. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it is about the day one, which we saw in part two, at Krasinski's small town in New York somewhere. This is New York City, and
It's
what's
Cloverfield.
similar.
He just instantly ruined the movie. It's Cloverfield.
It is, yeah. Spoiler alert! It's
It's got the kid from Hereditary in it.
so Lupita
Oh.
Nyong'o, I think is her. I can say her last name.
And Digimon Hansu.
She is a wonderful actress. She's the lead in this, and she has a medical condition and is in a home, and they go into the city for the day when everything hits the fan. And yes, Joseph Quinn from Eddie Munster, whatever Munson is from Stranger Things is in it. They are both tremendous in this. Also, the kid from Hereditary, the son, he's in
Yeah.
it as well.
Oh, from the Naked Brothers band. This old
did not know
school,
that.
like Disney, Nickelodeon stuff.
So she's there for the breakout, and then she encounters other people in the city, including Joe Quinn. I mean, beyond that, you kind of can guess they're going to be trying to deal with be staying quiet and not getting eaten by these crazy monsters. I would say it's my third ranked third of the movies, but it is a good movie. It's the reason it's a good movie is because there's nothing really new to do with the monsters, and they don't try and like introduce new powers or something like that for these
Right.
look at that.
Uh-oh.
They don't try and introduce new aspects to the
Here's the part in the show where Chad strokes his ferret.
Yeah, you can't talk over Chad whipping his ferret out.
What are you,
You ever-
Beastmaster?
you ever whip your weasel out on the creepy couch?
For people listening, Chad is literally holding his ferret with two hands.
Yeah.
Ironically, his name is Petey.
Hi, Patty.
Ironic, huh?
He's holding my Petey.
That's great. Professional podcaster is interrupting the show with his
Let me bring one of my pussies on screen. Hold on 1 second.
Mr. Picklesworth. So anyway, the creature stuff is fine, and they do some fun stuff with it. But the character part of this movie, kind of like the drama and the relationships, like the first two
What do you
movies,
do
has a
with-
heart. And
Okay, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna
This is
get in
turning into
trouble.
porn.
Are they all going to sleep now?
is that your test rat from the lab?
This is Kubrick.
Did you take out their scent glands?
Oh, they were already out.
Oh, good, because man, ferrets stink. Really bad. They're awesome, though.
So it's your
Sorry,
third
Jack.
favorite,
Please,
Jack.
please continue.
Let me bring out my ferret.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just as furry.
This episode brought by Manscaped.
Exactly. Manscaped, help us. I don't want.
We need the lawnmower. So anyway, good character movie. So there'll be stuff you can nitpick in it, but it's an enjoyable movie, worth watching.
I
Like
didn't
I
know
said-
it came out, so I'm psyched to go see this.
Yeah, it's good. I really like the ending. There'll be some people who, like I said, there's a few things you can nitpick, but nothing bothered me. I went to the movies, I had a good time. Quiet Place movies, I like them, and then like I watched the first one twice. The other one, I've only seen once, and like I'll probably fire them up again sometime, but it's not like a every year kind of thing. But when you put them on, they're good. So
Yeah, I've only seen the second one once as well. The first one has a couple logic problems, but it's done so well that it's a very enjoyable watch. I remember really liking the second one. I don't know why I haven't revisited it. It's interesting to hear that now this is 3 for 3. All of a sudden, this is like a horror franchise that's actually decent.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because if you're watching this and you have some problems with this movie, and then you take a step back and think about 3 movies in a series, like this crushes so many other.
The third one's usually the kiss of death for a franchise.
Yeah,
so.
and it's a prequel, and it's the third movie. Like it has so much going against it. And when you come out, you go, "Hey, wow, they did." I would have liked to seen a little bit more about the logistics of the way New York fell. They skip over that a little bit more than I would have liked, but
New York's already fallen. You can read the paper if you want to see New York fall right now.
Yeah.
By the way, another prequel that's a third movie, Paranormal Activity 3. That was really good.
Oh god,
this might be right in that category.
I have forgotten all of those movies except the first one. I know that movie well. And then was it the last one with like the crazy attractive blonde that's all anybody remembered
the
from
Ghost
it?
Dimension hot girl.
That movie was so bad everyone just remembers her.
Yep. Oh my god. Yeah, I love that movie.
All right. So who are we back to? Hunter?
Me. Okay, so I went to Tubi and I had a fight with my wife. So we were in separate parts of the house. And I was like, I'm going to watch something. I'm going to watch something. Let me pick a Tubi original. I watch Lowlifes. This is a tough one to review only because I don't want to give this movie away. For a Tubi original, this movie's really good. Like, we had the Strangers piece of dreck that went in theaters. This should have taken its place and been in theaters.
I told you.
Yeah, this is a family, mom, dad, son, and daughter in an RV on their little camping trip, and they meet these like redneck sus kind of guys.
Sus? Wow.
Sus, man. I live
Been hanging out with his daughters.
Exactly. They're in their 20s. This is, how we talk. Let's spill some tea.
How we talk.
So yeah, they run into these rednecks on their trip, and I guess you think this is going to go like straight Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but then it doesn't. This movie, this is probably the most fun I've had with a streaming movie all year. Like, shocked the crap out of me.
Really?
You didn't watch this with your wife, you said, right?
I did not. I hate watched it alone.
Right.
In this very room. She would love this, by the way. I know my wife. This would be right up her alley. This movie is fun, funny, gory, with a perfect ending. I don't know how Tubi did this. You know what? It's a broken clock is right twice a day. So that's the theory I'm going to go with how they did this. But Lowlifes on Tubi is absolutely worth a watch. Seriously.
Sure.
So I had thrown this out as a possible main feature. Do you think we should do it as a main feature sometime?
I think this could fill that hole.
There you go.
If we need a hole that needs filling.
Let's do it.
All right.
I give it 2 ferrets up.
Yeah. And that segment brought to you ferret free.
Ferret free.
If you join our Plus membership, you can watch all episodes ferret free. Whose turn is it?
Or maybe not.
Correct.
It's Jason's turn.
It's mine. I started playing a game that I may have talked about on the show before because I played it years ago. called Zombie Army 4. This game is so much freaking fun if you just want to shoot Nazi zombies.
Yes.
Wave after wave after wave. And they're like satanic zombies. So if you kill them with body shots, they come back to life. Like a pentagram comes around them and they resurrect and they keep coming. So you have to headshot them. And they have all kinds of cool fire zombies and just chainsaw zombies. This game is like exactly what you would want from a Nazi zombie game. Nazi zombie movie even. It is so much freaking fun. It's co-op. I've been playing it with Dave. And we just have an absolute blast mowing down hordes of these freaking things. And it is on sale on Steam right now for $7.50. And it is worth every freaking penny. This game is a blast.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Zombie Army 4.
That makes me want to play video games again.
This game is the shit, man. It is so much fun. There's all these different special zombies they have are freaking hilarious and wild. So, satanic Nazi zombies. Beat that.
Good
The
luck.
best kind of Nazis besides zombie nurse clowns. What is Barnard's fetish?
Let's not get into Barnard's fetish.
Yeah, which
the
one?
show will be canceled if we discuss
Yeah.
his fetish.
Who's up? Chad?
That's it for me. I'm tapped
That's
out.
it. Is it me?
It's all you.
Excuse me. I watched another new release called For Sale. This is a horror comedy independent film, very low budget.
With a real estate agent?
Real estate agent.
I've seen it.
It's the same premise as a movie I watched a few years ago where a guy is trying to sell a haunted house. But it's a different movie than the one I saw. A friend of mine recommended this movie to me. And I was like, wait, I think I've seen this. And then we looked it up. And this is a different movie than the one I had seen. But this one is, you're probably seeing it on new release.
Oh, I
thumbnails.
haven't seen this. I'm confusing with another one.
Probably the one I saw too.
Yeah.
So this one is, there's this guy, he's like a car salesman. And he's kind of like a little shady.
That's a great picture.
And
That's a
he
funny look.
loses his job and he's kind of hit the skids.
Wait,
he ends
these
up-
are the best stills ever. I want to cover my wall in these stills.
He ends up working for this guy and he's got to try and sell a haunted house. So he gets there and then slowly finds out that the place is haunted, and then also is starting to get visited by a myriad of interesting characters. And a bunch of funny stuff happens and some horror-y stuff happens.
What country is it from?
It's from the United States of America.
Those covers, Jason.
Well, there's a Russian
I'm,
version in there.
I'm bringing it
so-
back up. Well, yeah, they were showing covers
Noha
from different
Magolki.
countries. But does this not look like a book cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Like
shit.
like one you got on
We're a
Fiverr.
Tubi original. We're Tubi original.
Who's that guy on Twitter that animates the book covers? You should do that one.
Wayne Fenelon?
Yeah.
Yeah, good guy.
Yes. He's
Great
done
guy.
some awesome stuff for me.
Oh, The Selling. That might be
The
what we're...
selling. That's it.
I don't remember much about The Selling, but The Selling might be a better one to start with than this one. This one is good if you like low budget independent movies, because you got to put up with some,
Yeah.
special effects and things like that. For me, I forget how long this is, but it's more than 90 minutes, less than 2 hours. Let's
155.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's 2 hours.
they needed to knock like 15 minutes of this movie for me. I felt there's a lot of places where they could have trimmed, and then there's sort of like what feels like an ending, and then it keeps going for the real ending. That I was like, oh, how much is left in this? But I don't think that should stop. If you watch the trailer or something like that, I think you'll get a vibe as to is this the kind of movie you'd want to watch or not. I think it's worth a watch. If you don't want to pay for it, wait till you find it. But if you like, supporting lower budget, smaller movies, you could do worse than this one. I thought it was pretty fun.
Wow. All right. Honestly, based on that cover, I would never have clicked on that.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
God,
friend
no.
my friend set my expectation because he's like, it wasn't too high. It was like, this was fun. Like, watch it, but it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's
Yeah.
better than a lot of the other
An hour and 55 with a cover that looks like it was made by a guy from Azerbaijan on Fiverr. That's a tough sell.
The runtime really is my point of contention with this, because I was getting antsy at the end of it, so it definitely lost points for me. But
Do you start to do the thing now when like a movie hits an hour and a half and you just get up and you're just pacing around the living room, hate watching?
I'm pausing to see how much longer it is.
I do that too. Like, when can I get out of here?
If you take this guy off the cover, it's like just a generic haunted house movie, but it looks, I don't know, putting that guy on it, it looks like some kind of...
He's the best part of the movie. He's great in it. So
I want to put
Awesome.
every still I saw on my wall when you first walk in my house. Like, what the
It's
hell?
like someone took a swampy haunted house book and then a Wall Street thriller and then just took different parts of the cover, mashed them.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right. Anything else?
I'm done.
No, all
right.
good.
It's time for fun with Phantasm. Let's go to the main feature.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
First, I'd like to point out there's somebody in our chat who's simply named Zombie. I like
I dig it. I like the pick.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
Okay.
describe this movie?
Phantasm III, Lord of the Dead, Hunter.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could synopsize this movie.
I don't know either, but I do know if you're having trouble sleeping, Jason, the best way to go to sleep is have a phantasm before you knock out. Just a little something out there for you. So Phantasm 3, which Jack and I have never seen, so this is a first for us. This continues the on-the-road battle between forces of good and evil. Jody is back. We got Mike and we've got Reggie back against the tall man. And by the way, they realized that we all had a fever and what we needed was more silver balls. And they said, we'll
Couple
give
more.
you as many silver balls as you can handle. Open your mouth and take some silver balls. Along the way, they pick up Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch and a Grace Jones knockoff. And together, they're going to battle Jawas, Big Balls, and the Tall Man.
And zombies.
And when it's all over,
Yeah, and zombies.
like all the others, you will go, what the fuck did I just watch? Keeping with the theme.
That was pretty good, actually.
It's very good. I mean, the most I would have said is this is Reggie's road trip.
Look, I give Reggie something. At least he's always horny. That's the fucking
Oh,
horn.
and he is. I mean, he's got game. He tries. I mean, he's.
Have him and Clint Howard ever been in the same room together? Do we know if they're not the
I
same?
think that
person?
every time I look at him,
Especially if they both drove ice cream trucks. So I don't know.
we're looking for a Clint Howard type.
Looking for a pedophile ice
I want
cream
him to
guy.
look like Clint Howard. I want him to sound like Clint Howard.
But
I don't know how you can
can
confuse the two. Reggie's he's a stud. Clint Howard looks like Chaka without the makeup and hair on.
All right,
is
that's fair. You want to say that, but I don't know how you confuse them. Two like bald guys in ice cream trucks. I feel like you got to at least cut us a little slack.
A little bit. Come on. All right. Who's going?
Hunter, what'd you think of it?
Okay. Well, like I said, I've never seen this before because I've said this before. I did not like Phantasm at all. I hated the first, despised the second when I first saw them, and now I really enjoyed both movies. And I really like this too. I think what I do is when I turn on a Phantasm movie, I take my brain out and I put it on the pillow next to me, and I
Put
just
it in a ball.
that's right. I put it in a ball. And I just let this stuff come at me and enjoy the crap out of it. And this movie was shot in the 90s, right? I thought it was
Yes.
the 90s.
Yeah,
It
like
feels
94,
like an 80s movie.
It really does.
It totally has an 80s vibe. I dug every minute of this stupid, weird inexplicable foray into battling people, things from other dimensions. Reggie's great. Love the car. Didn't hate the kid. We had a choice between a horn dog, like fascinations between two girls. It's very upset that the pretty one died. But the Grace Jones one had a couple of good assets.
Rocky.
Only one of them was willing to get naked, so that one got the
Yeah,
extended.
I'll get naked and you could hang up 4 coat hangers on my nips. So show them, buddy. So I had a good time with this movie, and I am so glad that we revisited this, and I've gotten over my initial hate.
It's an epic turnaround for you from hating Phantasm
Biggest
to like
turnaround of my life. Other than being a scumbag to being a family man and stuff. That's the second biggest.
Oh, I'm not even going to comment on that one. Chad, what'd you think?
This is my second or third time watching this. I can't remember. But this is where Phantasm 2 is different than the first, but this is where it really starts to become like Reggie starts to become kind of like Ash from Evil Dead. Like
there's a little Evil Dead 2 in this.
Yeah, this is essentially Phantasm with like I don't know, some movies in there, like had some Home Alone in there. It had some Evil Dead 2, which I don't know if you guys know or not. I'm not a big fan of Evil Dead 2.
What?
I don't think you've mentioned
Hit the bell!
And it has some oh crap, what was the other movie? I don't know. It'll come to me. But listen, when it comes to a Phantasm movie, there's like 3 criteria that I have to have. Okay? The tall man, the Jawas, and absolutely most importantly, it has to have Reggie and his ponytail.
Yep.
You can
And
leave
the
out
balls.
everything else, and I'm
And
still gonna
balls.
like it. Yeah, the balls are good. They were a
what
little
Chad
bit
said.
too many, maybe in this one.
You can never have too many ballines.
Can we put that on the next poster, Chad? Let's see. The balls are good.
But too many in this one.
Too many balls.
too many balls.
Too many balls. Oh boy.
Yeah, maybe too many balls. But yeah, I do like this one, but it is definitely my least favorite of the 3. Oh, Dream Warriors was the other movie that this felt like to me. It had that real cheese. I mean, I do like Dream Warriors, but it had that real cheesy, like, let's get this Grace Jones, which is the same thing I thought. Let's get this kid, and then everybody's kind of got their, where it started to get a little comic booky.
There's also a lot of like, you think one thing's happening and then you realize you're being tricked.
Yeah,
There's a
and
lot
then
of
of
that.
course we got
See, there we go,
Obi-Wan
Jack. I
Jody.
never think when I watch these movies.
Obi-Wan
Turn it right
Jody was a little strange, but I appreciate the what Coscarelli's doing, and I appreciate that he's the one doing it still, writing and directing.
Yes.
So, but yeah, definitely not my favorite. I rolled a few times, but I mean, like I said, Jawas, Tall Man, Reggie, sign me up.
It's funnier. Like they really put a lot of comedy in this one.
They leaned into the comedy a lot.
Yeah.
Jason.
I like this movie a lot. This might be my least favorite Phantasm film because of the silliness. It is just so ridiculous at times. But that's also like part of its charm. So like if that lands with you, then you're really going to like this. And I'm probably going to spend time bitching about shit in this that annoys me, but I do like this film. There isn't a Phantasm film I don't like. But to me, this is like a pretty big drop off from 2. Like, I really love 2. I love 1 as well, but 2 is my favorite. And this movie is just entirely different in a lot of ways. But it has all the head scratching moments. There isn't a goddamn thing in this movie that makes sense. I love it. We get 3 different colors of Phantasm balls. We get different sizes. We get a woman with nunchucks, which is always a good sign in a movie. It's fun. These movies crack me up, man. I love that we're slowly revisiting these. They're a freaking wild ride.
We get the introduction of eyeballs, which is awesome.
The more the more lore they introduce, the less this makes sense.
Yeah.
What?
Totally.
I own the 5 movie box set, but I've never watched the 5th because it's like savoring it. So I'll be really excited when we have ultimately, because I'm sure it looks like we're gonna pick away at these.
We are.
And
We're on a collision course.
Yeah.
There's 5. I thought there were 6. There's only 5.
5.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we got to savor the last 2.
So I'm watching this movie, and it just came to a point where I'm like, okay, they were just making this up as they went along.
Yeah.
Like this in the morning, they were like, all right, we're going to go down here, and then you go. Now you're the tall man. Okay, wait.
Angus, wake up, Angus.
You know what? He doesn't like cold. What? That's canon. Because I'm just like, what is going on? But it was very... First of all, it was like great to see original Mike instead of fake
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
Get the whole gang back.
but he doesn't wear his hat and plays guitar. And he's got weird morphing powers. He goes from, first of all, you age in the afterlife. Okay. And
Yeah.
into a ball and morph. That was cool. They definitely lean into it's like a little bit more of an action movie and a comedy than the other two. A little less.
Yep.
Not less horror, because you're right. It's got a Dream Warriors evil that too vibe to it.
A lot more comedy.
Yeah,
Like
a lot more.
silly comedy.
Yeah, and I mean, that's where Reggie, like, you almost, if he's not being funny, like you're like, come on, Reggie.
And even some of the gore is hysterical.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some good gore in this.
Yeah.
It was
So,
nice to see them get back to that, like in the first one when the finger turned into a fly, and they did that same kind of thing here with the hands turning into strange insects.
Is this the one where they had a budget, or is it 2 where they had a budget?
2 is a studio film.
So they did pretty good without a budget
Yeah.
with this one.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you that probably out of the 3 we've seen so far, this is probably my least favorite. But Hunter, you're exactly right. I don't think I'm putting on a Phantasm movie to rate them. It's kind of like to watch and just shut your brain off and be like, okay, now this is happening. Oh, wait, now he's got a ball in his head. What? Okay.
Oh my
So-
God, the ball coming out of the head? That was awesome.
With the wisp of hair being yanked out and then the ball pushes out. Yeah, it was.
Absolutely awesome.
It's funny with these movies that essentially the tall man and his Jawas are taking over the world and wiping out town by town, but yet nobody but Reggie and Mike even know what's going on.
Yeah.
They're the only
So they go to
survivors.
town. It's been white. We're like, what do you want to go there for? They've been doing that since part 2. It's like the world is slowly being eradicated, and nobody knows it except for these 2 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shitty Podunk Town,
Hilarious.
Oregon. Who cares?
That's honestly one of my favorite parts of these movies is the road warrior aspect of they're chasing him by going through dead town after dead town.
Yeah,
That's such a cool
it
idea.
is cool. Yeah, you kind of have to ignore the fact, like what I just said. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but just go with it.
Throw logic out, but it's
Yeah.
super fun. And they're doing it in a
totally.
car that he even says he's been restoring
Yeah,
while he's like chasing the tall man.
there's no restoring it after that wreck. Speaking of wreck, I know you, Jason. You probably remember this, but did you guys notice the pink hearse stunt?
Oh yeah.
On my DVD, there's a 10 or 15 minute featurette on that stunt and what they had to go through to do it.
Oh, wow.
And,
No way.
That stunt was freaking crazy. Yeah,
It's
when they pulled
insane.
the driver was in it the whole time. They pulled it
What?
out. He was-
When it went
yeah,
way
yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
why?
That guy was pining for that job. He's like, I got this. I'm gonna do this. There's a really cool story about it. And yeah, he was in there. They pulled him out. He was unconscious, and then he woke up, and he was fine. He's in. He's also in Phantasm 4 and 5, and that's Bubba Hotep, the stunt driver. Is
Get out of here.
Bubba Hotep in Bubba Hotep?
That's so cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
that stunt is, I can't believe there was somebody in that car. That
Yeah,
is
and they
nuts.
show them filming at night from different angles. You know, like amateur like footage or whatever, all the different angles and everybody getting ready to do it and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
He did
That's-
a lot of crazy shit with stunts in these movies, by the way.
Mhm.
For
Stuff
low
that-
budget movies,
Yeah,
don't-
studios would be like, no.
insurance companies, no.
No.
Wow.
Unless it's Tom Cruise. I think they're always hoping Tom Cruise kills himself in these movies. Yeah, go ahead. Jump from a plane into a helicopter. Have fun.
That's really wild, man. That's
I-
cool
Tom
to
did
hear.
the stunt in Shadow in the Cloud where he fell out of a plane and blew up back into the plane. That was him. It wasn't Chloe Grace Moretz.
I did not find the little kid annoying.
I found him.
No,
so
I thought he was
annoying.
cool.
You didn't bother me too bad.
The razor blade frisbee is from
Frisbee.
one of my favorite bad movies ever, Hard Ticket to Hawaii. That's how dumb that idea is. It's in like an epically bad film. It's like a hilarious.
What came
Can't
first?
fucking-
Hard Ticket to Hawaii?
Yeah, it's from the 80s.
I
I
can't
mean, the
believe a
kid's not, like,
highbrow movie like
off,
this
but-
would do that.
But like the little kid adds the goofy comedy. Like
Yeah.
Reggie's more like one-liners and like getting his ass kicked comedy. This added like a weird goofball nature that I don't know. I don't hate it, but it's
Especially with the zombies. If you take the zombies out, probably 3/4 of the comedy is gone.
yeah.
You know, they were
Yeah.
they acted
Because
really
actually,
silly.
Jodie and Mike are pretty bland in this movie.
Oh God, you could do it without them.
Can somebody explain to me the ball transforming into a full-size Jody and then back to a ball? Like what?
No. How about
What?
the ball turning into a bocce ball?
Dude,
Killer ball, bocce ball. What?
the end of the movie, this whole thing has been them trying to get to Mike, trying to save Mike. And at the end, he's just like walks away. He's like, "Hey, Mike, where you going?" He's like, "Don't follow me," and just walks away. And Reggie's like, "Well, I guess that's that." Like,
At least
what?
I got to take Rocky from behind.
Oh, this movie's so insane.
By the way, is there anything more unsexy than watching Reggie bang a chick?
Yeah.
That's just slow.
Both of them fully
Yeah,
clothed.
watching Clint Howard do it.
Reggie making a kid sleep in a car so he could try and put the moves on this chick is all time.
I know.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by danger. Sleep in the car, kid.
It's
Yeah.
cold.
I gotta lay some fucking bowl here.
And then how he's just like laying on the bed, like playing with
Yeah.
her shoulder and stuff like that. Like,
Oh.
oh, this is great.
You do that now. She didn't give permission.
Oh, Reggie would be canceled in a moment.
Oh yeah,
that's
he'd
all
be
right.
he'd be in jail.
Poor Reggie.
Do we actually know what the tall man wants with Mike?
No.
no.
No. Also,
He enjoys
I am
toying
not-
with him. Like
I don't think
cat?
that he like. I think he loves cold. In the original Phantasm, he looked like he was really getting off on that. That's how they portrayed it. Is in the first Phantasm with the ice cream thing and that stuff comes out of there. He stops and he's like, And I thought, well, this is like a morgue, like a cold, like death is cold, and
Right.
the things that you slide out are cold. So all of a sudden they switch it and they're like, he hates the cold. I don't think so. I think that they were just like rolling the dice and.
They know
Here's-
no one's
here's an
paying
idea.
attention. They know
They
no one
were
cares.
when they used, by the way, a plunger to capture the tall man. When they're splashing him around in the liquid nitrogen, I'm like, wow, they're really not concerned about getting that on them at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought
Yeah.
that too.
A little bit splash on me. I'm fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Wipe it off.
I don't need those fingers. It's fine.
But he doesn't like cold. But then at the end, it doesn't. Nothing stops him ever anyway.
Yeah,
so-
it doesn't matter.
No.
There's no weakness.
Except death, which killed Angus Scrimm eventually. Old age. That was
And
his only nemesis.
In that featurette, everybody showed up for the stunt. Nobody had to film anything else, but everybody showed up, and it shows Angus Scrimm out there on the side of the road with these giant white glasses on that are like George Romero style. They're huge, but they're white frames.
Jerry Seinfeld.
It's hilarious.
Oh man, I wish I had the extra stuff.
Maybe it's on YouTube. It's worth watching for sure, man.
I'll have to dig my discs.
The flying balls look pretty good.
They did.
Yeah, they always do a good job with those. They really
they
do.
do.
And nunchucks versus a ball.
I could never get enough of nunchucks in movies. They look like the coolest weapon ever, and then when it's time to actually attack, you just swing them.
Yeah.
You do all this bullshit, and they just swing them.
I was like, what really are they doing? Like
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's like the guy who does all the like fancy karate moves and then gets throat punched and drops to the ground.
Yeah.
All right, there, buddy.
Oh, so good. It's so good.
No,
Well-
this is fun, man.
I'm glad you guys are digging, checking these out. It's cool.
Dude, it's crazy that I'm enjoying this as much as I am. You know what? I think enjoying these old movies is make me hate new stuff even more.
I do think though, like, cause I've been meaning to watch all of these. It's better doing it this way than like reporting every week on. Oh, I watched another Phantasm movie. Like what you
Yeah.
know, if I just watch it myself, having some people to debrief with is helpful.
You're just shitting on my whole 2020 of watching all these series by myself.
That's how I feel. That's why I didn't do it. I watched a few series myself. I watched all the Omen movies for the most part.
You know, I should really hate these Phantasm movies. There are no rules. None.
No, you're Mr. Rule.
And if they set up a rule, they immediately break it. So I should hate these, but I don't. I freaking love these movies. I always have. They just hit a sweet spot for me for some reason.
So there's two more. Wasn't the last one made in like 2015 or something?
Yeah, they spent a long time filming it, and you can tell watching it, some of the video quality is like really old digital video, like 2005, and then the
Right.
newer stuff looks a lot better. But
Wow.
yeah, it came out.
All these movies are spaced
10
out
years
pretty
ago.
far, though, right?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
one's not Don Coscarelli either.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I wonder if he'll take
didn't
over
know
and
that.
do another one.
I think that number 4 is the one where they show us all that cool footage from the first one that nobody's ever seen. So it looks like legit cool, like flashbacks, because it's got
Right.
spoilers,
kinds of-
Chad.
Sorry. None of
help
us will remember by the time we watch.
You
part
could
four.
explain part 4
There you go.
right now. Nobody would know what the hell you're saying.
No, this
Yeah,
is
these
good
are-
because Jack gave us, so just so you all know, a little, talking baseball. Jack will look at stuff and he'll send us a list. Go, hey, check out these movies. And when you sent it to me, I think I said "Kill Me Now" or something. So
It was not a
Yeah,
good week
God.
for releases.
no, other than a
Other than
major
a quiet
release,
Yeah.
shows to ignore. But yeah,
Next week.
this is good. I'm loving it.
What is our movie this week that's in theaters?
Well, Maxine comes out. I feel like
Maxine.
okay.
that's a must.
If it ain't Maxine, I quit the fucking show. Just so you all know. Oh,
I will
that'd be
get
a good
there.
for you.
I will make that happen.
Yeah, we got a holiday weekend. It's all gonna be good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
the
definitely
fourth.
get some
Oh.
days off.
I freaking hate this. This is my least favorite holiday by far.
Because
You
your
don't like
animals go
fireworks?
nuts?
No, my animals are cool. They don't like it, but I mean, fireworks have been going off around here for a couple weeks. But we also have like the what are they called? The jets that fly in.
Oh, the Blue Angels or whatever they are.
yeah, they're here for like a week and they rock your whole freaking house.
I
And
love that.
they're so loud. Yeah,
Dude, I live beside a freaking military base. That's just
it's a
all
whole
the time
thing.
for me.
I don't even have air traffic where I live. I've heard 2 helicopters in 9 months. There's
Oh.
silence here.
Dude, it's
It was the
wild,
Dawn of the Dead guy taking off.
Exactly. And I was on the phone with Jack the other day, and I saw my first bear. Big ass black bear
Wow.
walking across the street.
Yeah, first a bear interrupted the conversation, and now ferrets.
It's
Animals.
crazy what's going on. These damn animals.
All right,
Mason's puppy to speak up.
so everybody have a happy 4th,
Yes.
and we'll see you next week. And
Don't blow your thumbs off.
yeah, don't blow your thumbs off.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Game over, man. Game over.